He's a monster, and he doesn't take kindly to people taking his flag.
He spends a lot of time polishing that flagpole.
Don't we all?
Maybe you do.
Alright, KGB continuing on
Anywho,
defense.
we got a Quake game to cover right now.
Alright, we have flag grab.
We got
362
on the flag. And he's actually
does not have a rocket.
Some backup. The hang is down. That's going to be a major turning point in this flag run. He's going to be able to get out there much easier now. Dang going down again, soaking up some damage. Beautiful rail, I believe that was, and making a nice jump over to the middle rail in his own base. And with 40 health left, making sure he has enough health to make the cap. And there it is, 2-0. WhoRunIt, and with oh geez, 8 minutes and a half left. It's going to be very difficult for EG to pull back from this one.
Yeah, at this point, this is really where the strategy can change quite a bit for WhoRunIt, because they have secured themselves 2 caps. They don't need to worry about scoring anymore. They just need to focus on keeping the flag at home. However, they don't strike me as the kind of team that's going to totally shut off their offense, because that would be a silly maneuver. Instead, I think we might see just a little bit of maybe a little bit more focus on mid control. Rather than flag grab.
The pace is definitely going to change right now. Yeah, the pace is definitely going to undergo a bit of a change, but as you said, for WhoRunIt, they're not going to, go all defense right now, because they know that, EG is going to be coming, much more focused with their attacks. So just by changing that up and keeping the focus away, say, EG, you can't afford to go all offense on us, because we're not going to let it be either. If either team gets completely one-sided like that, it's going to mean bad news for everybody.
WhoRunIt's defenders are very weak here. No armor for swoops, and KTB just died. Mr. SD is not going to be able to get out of that flag, so I think that we might see a 3-man switch up here for WhoRunIt on defense, at least temporarily.
And we're seeing that flag change hands a few times, but it is, again, WhoRunIt who's going to be able to bring it back home. And it does look like they have someone going in for some offense. 6-2 providing some backup. But it looks like they're just watching and making sure that, whoever pops up that, looked away at the wrong time. Dehang got that pot shot, and here comes another one. Dehang making a strong offense. But
yeah, 3 guys following him.
He's got Clamp there with him. Absolutely, everybody knows he's there. And, when the bear's in the house, you know it.
Nice jump by Mr. SD. That's how you do it without a rocket launcher, folks. And he is almost to the center, dodging 1 rocket, getting propelled across, 11 health. And can he get past the final defender? Oh, this is 3 caps.
Shit.
This game is pretty much over, guys. Boom, Mr. SD gets it done.
1 health left. He got 1 last rail shot before getting nailed back into his place. Now, what do you think EG is going to do now? Sit and cry?
No, but I think the comeback just got a lot harder for them here. Here comes Dehang. Now, of course, he's using his rocket launcher to get out that door, and he's just lost all of his armor, and boom, now he eats 1 rail. Down he goes. Mr. SD moving through, and he will die. Although, oh man, we do not have a return. ID on the way out. Does a rocket jump across the center, and he is through. Eats 1 rail, but it's at the wrong time, and we're gonna see a cap right here.
Beautiful, but now 1-3. We have a little over 5 minutes left. It could happen. Yeah, that could happen.
All EG needs is a bit of momentum. If they can get 1 more cap here in the next 2 minutes, then I think they can tie this up.
Well, it looks like something definitely changed, because KGB's flawless death record just skyrocketed back up to 4. Doesn't seem like much, but when you're on defense, dying that often really means a lot. That means a coordinated attack on their part, making sure that he doesn't get very far off the spawn. And we're going to see EG possibly bring this one back home a little bit.
Well, and right now we're seeing Mr. SD is getting shut down by 3 EG defenders. Now, that shift is going to need to... That cannot last, because when you're down 2 caps, you have to risk letting loose your defense just a little bit to let them go on offense or at least mid-control. Otherwise, you probably won't get that flag away.
Now it's easy to go all metagame on this by talking about, you know, offensive, defensive, and mid positions, but a lot of it does come down just to the flawless rail name that we've seen a lot of today. And you know, one rail, just like you said way back in the beginning, one rail, either missed or hit, can make all the difference in this. And depending on, and actually we've seen quite a few failed rocket jumps, and those have cost EG quite a few. Oh geez, get out of the way, guys.
But yeah, the 3-man offensive push. Right now. The hang is in the center. 25 health.
25, 10, 5 health. Ah, jeez. But, oh no, it looks like GWC was able to grab that just a second more. It's still out. Swooped is going to go back up, and it looks like he's going to make that return. Mr. SD, beautiful rail right out of the sky there. Only 16 health left, though. But, you know, Mr. SD out with the red flag.
But almost everyone's dead. Almost everyone's dead, so he can get through. EG committed everything.
That does it.
EG committed everything to that flag run. They had 3 guys there waiting for the flag grab after it was out of the base over on the grenade wing. And once it was dropped, there was just quite a bit of unfortunate fail and inability to keep that flag moving, and that I think will seal their fate. 4-1 is the current cap count. You know, it quite frankly is still possible, but I have my doubts.
And we just saw Swoop's land 4 rails consecutively right across the arena. And, you know, defense like that, hard to put up with. And, you know, any hope that EG had, you know, by making that one cap, by making that momentum, by being able to make that play, really gone now, just by the fact that they lost that final and 4th cap to
Mr. SD is going to do it again, folks. That's number 5. It's number 3 for him. And, you know, that, yeah, there were a couple times where he was the only offensive guy, and I think that's one of the key things. For the most part, for EG, they have required to have 3 defenders. Sometimes they stick with 2, but look at this. He almost did it again. He almost got out again. It looks like EG needs to go back to the drawing board on what to do when you're facing off against somebody who does not need a rocket launcher to get out of the space, because Mr. SD has been able to do it a couple of times, and most of the time that he does it, he's able to capitalize on it.
And I'm willing to bet now that a lot of EG's frustration is not, you know, blaming Dehang, but I'm thinking that he's going to be feeling it a bit more than the rest of his team, because he's been the main offensive player on EG for quite a while. So something is up. He's been a very strong player when it comes down to the micro moments, but when it comes to actually getting out of the flag room with the flag, with his ass intact, it just hasn't been happening.
Right, but the question there is, I mean, a flag carrier is only as good as his support. And,
right.
And what I haven't
if he's
been
the only one out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And normally we see like ID and Hang working as a dynamic duo, and they're just their coordination's off, or something is just not working with them, because for several flag runs we just have not seen them entering together. And to the point where, I mean, I never really even talked about it, and it certainly would have been something I would have mentioned. You know.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, I think the lesson here is, even if you're Dehang, you can't make that flag cap all by yourself. You can't go in from mid and make it back out through and make it through your own pearly gates all on your own. And Dehang has been definitely trying to do that a lot. I wonder if it's a lack of coordination between him and ID, or maybe, you know, lack of communication, but it just hasn't been clicking in the way that I've seen in the past.
Yeah.
And there we have the map.
Yeah.
And it will go to
quite frankly, though, that was a fantastic night of Capture the Flag. I mean, honestly, my highlight, though, was Ironworks. I loved that. That was so fast-paced and hectic. I mean, you really just cannot ask for anything better.
That was